Hey, young girl, we are back with a new episode this week. I would like to thank you to who all have been watching, listening, sharing, and commenting over on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever you can listen to and find podcasts. Search Hey Young Girl. So today I want to talk about stop trying to teach people that don't want to learn. Or like the old saying goes, you can't lead. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So a lot of times, you like to try to teach people that are in your circle around you, or just anybody that you can see that's around you. You don't even necessarily have to know the people. Just some of your wisdom, like, how do you say, learn something and then you share with others. But not everybody wants to listen. Okay? So, some people, they think they already know everything. So I just want to save you some time and have a little bit of self-preservation for yourself, where, how they say, you keep beating a dead horse, like even in your own, like with your children. If you constantly, trying to reiterate certain things to them, and you find that they are just letting it go in one ear and going out the other, then maybe you should just let them bump their head. And then sometimes in doing so, then they learn that way. Or they see for themselves another person attempted to doing it the way that they're doing it, and they happen to fail. And forgive me, y'all, if you hear the rain or the storming in the background, we just gonna roll with it. So, you know, a lot of times you may take that to heart. Like if you are trying to tell somebody something, whether it is something that'll help them grow, or, something with their health, or something that you didn't been through, that you feel like you can, stop them from going through the same thing and share it with them. Well, some people, like I said in the beginning, they aren't ready to hear that. Maybe it's just not the right time. Maybe as they get a little older and a little wiser, then they can maybe take in what it is that you were trying to tell them. But sometimes they may have peers, mates, other friends, people at their job that are more of an influence on them right now, maybe that are more their age. You know how they say, old time, and I'm in my 40s. So, they may be like, oh, that's what they did when you were growing up. We do it differently now. Well, as you know, a lot of things, it kind of just circles back around, meaning, like stuff that we didn't been through. Most of the time, the new generation, next generation, they're gonna have an attempt, or a time where they're gonna go through some of these same things. And I think the goal is to, maybe educate them, inspire them, motivate them to where, you know, they will save themselves from going through a lot of the heartache and disappointments and stuff that you went through. But like I said, I wouldn't, if I were you, I encourage you to not take it on yourself. Maybe like you may feel guilty, or shameful, or, feel like what you're trying to teach the person is not getting through it to them, and they end up in some kind of trouble. You know, if I were you, I wouldn't take it so personally against you. Sometimes, you just have to let it go and let them learn on their own sometimes, especially if you've been in already reiterated, like I said a bunch of times. You may have to just let them, go through that thing and let them learn the hard way. And sometimes that is through another disciplinary action, because of course coming from you, they not be may not be able to receive it. So, they may have to end up learning it in the streets, or in a classroom, or in the job, or in a relationship. Um, what you were already trying to tell them, you're gonna learn the hard way. So Sometimes you have to just, oh Lord, let it happen that way and just roll with it. Because for you to take on, like, oh, it upset me that this person did this and I tried to tell them, or, they keep bumping their heads when they try to do it this way. Well, that's really not your fault. You don't really have no control over that. You attempted to teach them something and they didn't want to listen to it from you. So I wouldn't take it on. A lot of parents and adults, siblings and stuff like that. Like you see your sibling or your child or somebody that you close to, going down the wrong path or doing things that you had already experienced and didn't work out, and you see them doing it, and you want to take it on like, oh, if I could have did this, or if I would have told them this differently, if I would have helped them, or if I would have gave them what they asked for, or do this or whatever. It's really not your fault. You can't control other human beings. So, you got to let them bump their head, or, learn the hard way as many times as they need to until it clicks for them. All I'm saying to you, to have a little self-preservation for yourself, not to take it on your shoulders what it is somebody else is doing. All right? Because it's all about self-preservation. You want to, you know, make sure you loving on yourself, and if they want to learn, great. And if they don't, you can still love them, but you can't take on your shoulders what they're doing in their life. Okay? You can say, and like I ain't never tell them, or I ain't show them a couple of times. They still have the control and the willpower to make their own decisions for themselves. Okay, now if you're dealing with a child, of course you can discipline and reprimand and things like that. Even with them, sometimes sometimes you got to let them fall. Moms, you can't handicap your kid to where you constantly capping saving them, and then when they get out here in the real world, they not well equipped to handle things because you always came to their aid. You want to be so quick to help them and everything, but you don't want to make them dependent as well. You want some independent, strong, courageous, kind kids. So, you give them a good foundation, and then you let them go out here, especially when they become adult age, make choices for themselves. All right. And I'm going to cut it off here, y'all. That storming in the background is getting louder, and I hope you all could hear what it is that I'm trying to say. I'm trying to stay consistent for you all, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.